Rescue 911 here, Danny Donahue, and you're watching the Rockin' Horror Picture Show. It's a new segment for the Rockin' Horror Picture Show called The Firehouse. We're going to be talking about hot topics right now in news. Now, something really big right now that's hitting the nation, and it's becoming an epidemic, in my opinion, is bullying. To my right, which is maybe your left, I'm not quite sure, but to my right is Lexi. She's the founder of the Shelby Rose Foundation. She'll be talking about a softball tournament, hence why we have the baseball bat. No, I'm not going to punch anyone with it, but it's tempting. And we're going to be talking about the special Shelby Rose softball tournament, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to be September 13th, correct?
Correct.
Wonderful. And that's in Stonington. We're going to be talking about that shortly. And to my left, which might be your right, this is my very good friend Betty, and she is an LPN, and she's dealt with kids and stuff, and we're going to talk about what's going on out there and her opinion on bullying, which is a very, very painful situation right now. So, on the topic line right now, bullying. It's just become horrible. Cyberbullying is really bad. You know, in school bullying is really bad. You know, I think everyone's kind of dealt with bullying some way or another. I know I have. You know, when I was younger, I was very small, a small kid. I used to get picked on. So, you know, the way to get out of that, I focused on the gym, lifted weights, and you know, I'm all right now. But I don't think the necessary precautions nowadays are happening. Even then, are happening where I think authority figures, schools, adults, parents, should teach kids how to kind of adjust to a horrible situation, make the good out of a bad situation, rather than inflicting themselves with problems and hurt and pain. They need to utilize the bad and turn it into a good. So, topic for discussion to talk about, the first topic. Bullying and what your thoughts are. Has it evolved? Has it de-evolved? Is it creating an epidemic? Open topic right now. Betty, go ahead.
Well, bullying has always been around, but I believe it has gotten worse. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram. All these forms of social media can be a venue for bullying. When my oldest son, was 9 years old, he defended a little girl that was being picked on by two boys that were larger than him. I was so proud of him for standing up for her that I took him out for ice cream. I don't think bullying is new. I think it's gotten worse.
Yeah, and I think the worst form of bullying is really more cyber. I think it's more cyber. I mean, it happens in schools and stuff, and I think what's happened is we've overprotected kids, but we're not even listening to them really. We're overprotecting them to a certain extent where, like, if you do the slightest thing wrong, you're going to get punished. And how about, instead of punishing them, why don't we talk about things? So same subject matter. Has it de-evolved, or has it improved, or how? The better question is this: has it gotten worse, and why?
I think it's gotten worse. I think that there's a lot of diverse ways that the kids can actually, I don't like to say the word inflict the pain onto each other.
Yeah.
But a lot of times what happens is the children, you know, may be going through things on their own. And they don't have individuals, unfortunately, that are there to offer them some guidance at times, or, you know, some other options. So what happens is those kids go to school, or they go on the internet, and they look for options, you know, some other resource or other ways to figure things out on their own. So I think it's gotten worse. I think that the reason why it's gotten worse is our social media. Social media it's been the best and it's been the worst. It's, the kids can hide behind it in good ways and in bad. It has its pros and it has its cons. You can have children that can stand up for themselves in a lot of ways, and you can also have children that can become bullies and pushy in a lot of ways. So I definitely think it's gotten worse.
And now you're doing a softball tournament, and it's the Shelby Rose Foundation, which you created. And why don't we transition as to why this was created and why and how you're taking a negative and making it a positive and turning it into a message. So why don't we talk about your story and how this foundation was created?
Our foundation came out of probably one of the most tragic events that could happen to a family. And that was on June 24th, 2015. Shelby Lepowski lost her life. There's a lot of questions that are still surrounding that, but the one thing that we do know for sure is that she was 13 years old. She was a ball of energy. She loved everybody. And we want to spread her message. Shelby was the type of child that even if bullies would pick on her on Monday, on Tuesday she would go to school and she would try to make up for them. Make up with them and explain to them that I know you're hurting. I know that you have things going on. She was so in tune with things like that. She would take care of people in so many different ways, and she just was bigger than the age that she was. So in losing Shelby, and of course, things came forward that it could have possibly been, from bullying, peer pressure, and what have you. The strongest message that we have to come out of this is right here. There's a choking game that's out there, and it's so important that if any of you children that are out there, high schoolers, and you know what, even adults, don't do it. It's called the good high. It's called playing airplane. Just don't do it. In 20 seconds to 30 seconds, you could lose your life. And the consequences that come from such an innocent game or what have you are just so immense for so many people that are out there. But through the Shelby Rose Foundation, we're going to take that negative, the sadness and all the pain and the suffering that has come, and even a lot of the questions and the focus that has been put, and shine such a spotlight onto the town, and say, we're going to move forward. And in Shelby's honor and in her legacy, we're going to build an organization that is going to focus on doing things for the kids in the town. A lot of kids, their families don't have the money to be able to send them to after-school programs, camps, to give them opportunities to do things or ideas to do things while their parents are working, because most of our households have to have dual incomes now. Yeah. And building funds to be able to do that. Ultimately, hopefully having a community center where these kids can come with no cost.
Well, and you were talking about how Shelby was more in tune with people who are suffering that maybe have picked on her, and then she saw the flip side to it, whereas you and I, or maybe your average Joe would if somebody was to pick on them, they would probably only see it for the situation it is and not why that person would say that. So her being as open-minded as she was, that kind of brings a wholesome message, because there's anti-bullying campaigns out there, and what really, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I'm not right with many things, is I think instead of anti-bullying, I think we should have and I hate words like no tolerance, and anti-bullying, and I mean, I don't hate them, but I think it needs to be adjusting.
It focuses on the negative, Chris.
Yeah.
Instead of the positive. I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, and I think it should be, because sometimes in the situation, and when you label a kid as a bully, okay, so all this negative saying like anti-bullying, anti-bullying. He's bad because he's a bully. Well, how about instead of taking that subject matter and ridiculing this individual, and yeah, what he's doing is probably real bad. What if you take him and made him a good guy?
Yep.
Like give him a chance. Like right, for instance, this foundation. If you create a place for these kids to hang out and stuff. I mean, really, the kids in southeastern Connecticut have no place to hang out. They used to have the MCC, the Mystic Community Center. That's no longer in existence. It's now I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention the name. It's a Y, and it costs an arm and a leg to join. I'm not trying to ridicule them, but that's just the fact of the matter. There is no place for kids or adults or really anyone to hang out and have a good time and be a community and unite. So maybe this might light a fire under some people and actually motivate somebody to help create something like this. I think it's a wonderful thing. Now it's I'm not meaning to change the subject, but the softball portion of it. Now it's September 13th. I do believe we have a poster. Ah, beautiful. Hey, I spelled association right. How about that? So there's a poster. Yeah, it's got an A. It's got the poster right there. Now, why don't you explain this poster to me a little bit? Now, what's going to be happening that day? Who's involved? I do know that A Time to Cook has been very generous. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We have amazing people that have come forward to help us with the kickoff of our organization. It's a softball tournament that's on September 13th, 2015. It's our kickoff event for our foundation to be able to get the funds that we want to start everything with. We've already started our 501c3 and what have you. Softball tournament is a day to bring all of the children, get them in there, having a good time. We've got A Time to Cook has signed on to help us out with the food.
Good.
Unbelievable. I actually worked for them, and a great organization. If anyone ever needs, I'm going to do a nice little plug for them. If anyone ever needs a great caterer that treats employees like a family and goes above and beyond for their clients, definitely the place to go. And then we also do have the Veterans Pro Wrestling teaming up with us.
Me and TKO and Paul Sevier might come.
Nice.
Mystics living legend Bad News Swan, winner of the Ox Baker Memorial Cup, he'll be coming. Nikki V, who's actually the owner of VPW, she's going to be coming along with, we've been told, TJ Swift.
Nice.
And Lady Liberty. I know you like Lady Liberty.
Plead the fifth.
You're Wonder Woman.
But we also we have music and we have entertainment the entire day. It's going to start at 9 o'clock, but from 9 to 11, it's going to be really a lot of the softball down and dirty grit.
Yeah.
But starting at noon, we're going to have Alter Ego. They've come in and been very generous from 12 to 4, and then we have DJ David Christina from 4:30 until 8 p.m. Continuing the party.
Beautiful.
So it's awesome. We have vendors coming on site. They're going to be doing things with the kids. We've got the Girl Scouts Association of Southeastern New England.
They're going to bring the cookies?
I don't know if they'll bring cookies, but
we don't want the Boy Scouts. Get them Girl Scouts with the cookies, guys.
So we've got them. We've got vendors teaching the kids how to make like hemp jewelry, and also every vendor that's come in is doing donation of all proceeds to us.
Ah, beautiful.
So that's what's phenomenal.
Could I ask a question? What are the proceeds actually going to do?
Absolutely. Yep. The proceeds are going to start up everything that we're moving forward to. We our funds are going to be going to help. Actually, the first division is the social services of Stonington.
Beautiful.
I had spoken with them in regards to some, I guess we could say, like gaps that they have. I know also that the Como is going to be coming. If they're trying to get an individual to man their booth, and great establishment. You know, they've got a lot of opportunities for the kids down there with sports, and they started doing the clay and the painting and things like that. So they've got arts and stuff. So we're going to have a lot of that stuff down there too, and being able to offer funds and ultimately scholarships, that's what we want to do too, to get for the children.
That's
to be able to
wonderful.
go to the day camps and, you know, to be able to go to Como, because, you know, things do cost money. But our
Unfortunately, it does.
ultimate goal, and this is where we're steering towards, it's a community together. We'd like to get a community center.
Beautiful.
So that is what we're reaching for, and it would be called the Shelby Rose Community Center.
Oh, beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. So these kids can come in, and hopefully at that point in time, I mean, we're building towards that, of course.
Yeah.
But to have a spot where the children can come, all ages, if they are into art, if they are into music, if they are,
Basketball.
you know, basketball, we can have everything there.
And wrestling.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. It's just everything. There's, you know, everyone's welcome, and through grant programs and what have you, I laugh every day because, you know, we're all learning together. This is something that, you know, there's such a great group of people that are coming forward on this, from the community, from different walks of life. I mean, it's just phenomenal to pull this together. So there's a lot more to come, but the funding is to start us up, but also to help the community as we go. If the kids, you know, we hear that there's children that are going to be out there, I say all the time, you know, how many parents struggle with just getting boots for their children in the winter?
Oh, yes.
What about doing a boot program?
Yeah.
You know?
Wrestling boots, too. Us wrestlers need wrestling boots.
We'll have to have you sign up for it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But just a lot of different stuff, you know, just anything to help the kids, you know, and working in conjunction with the organizations that are already out there. I will say that I can't really make too big of an announcement,
I'm announcing.
but I will say that I did contact a very large organization. But
Is it the Pez dispenser
I-
organization?
I'm not allowed
love
to
Pez
say
dispensers.
it yet. And that organization is going to be actually working with us in coordination to do all the community activities.
Great.
And they will also have a booth that we will be manning.
Really?
So, process of elimination, I think everyone will figure that out.
You know, it occurs to me that Shelby, from what you say, was such an intuitive child and so giving that this would please her so much.
That's true. It's her legacy.
Yes.
It really is. It's a wonderful thing that's happening, and you know, it's taking a negative, which seems that she would do, take a negative and converting it into a positive, and that is a huge thing, and that's a tremendous ability that it seemed that she had to do, you know, and I was told today by a good friend of mine, as we both know him. Lee Howard, wonderful guy, business editor for the Day newspaper, nicest dude in the world. Just wrote the East Side Zombies, that they want to be a part of you guys somehow and help you guys out. So it looks like you guys are snowballing into something that's bigger than I maybe might have been expected or maybe did expect. But I think it's going to be great. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be
it's
great.
gonna be
It's going to be a
fun.
fun event, and you know. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Okay. I can't say the rest of it because the ass cap will kill me. Yeah.
We also do have, and you know, I didn't mention this to begin with, but we also do have Josh Diekman. I don't think anyone knows him, right?
No, they do. No,
I'm
he's
just
a
kidding.
big
I'm
deal.
just kidding.
No, you got Josh Diekman?
Yeah, we have Josh Diekman.
I like Josh. He's cool.
And
He's like the Macho Man Randy Savage of like MMA. He's like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I might play baseball. I might not. I don't know. I love him. He's cool.
yeah, so we do have Josh. I forgot to mention him earlier, but he's been
He's got a good heart.
gracious, just like
Yeah.
VPW,
Got a good heart.
coming in, helping out, walking around with the kids, giving the kids a good time. So, yeah,
Good.
That's
It's going to
very
be
exciting.
it's going to be a huge event. It's going to be wonderful, and really looking forward to it. And you know, I think, I mean, how is the local? I mean, I'm not from Stonington. how's the local community reacting to it so far?
Local community is actually reacting pretty well. With the schools just getting back into service, so to speak. I'm
Session.
reaching, I know, I'm
Session, not service. We're not in the military. Okay.
I have to just reach out one more time to the middle school because that's where Shelby had attended. But we do have the honor of having Julie Holland, the Athena Award winner from Pawcatuck Westerly area, assisting us with getting donations. And that was a huge honor for us. We can't thank Julie and her committee and her team enough. So, yeah,
It's gonna be big.
it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. It's something that we've all been gearing up for.
So just in case our viewers just tuned in, why don't you just give a condensed version of what we just spoke about?
Yes.
Floor is yours.
Floor is mine. I thought it's a table, though, Chris.
It's a round table. With a knight's the round table. With a bait, with a bat, not a bait.
A bait? What?
Nothing. Well, at least go. Just don't. If we could put if we could put the, yeah, there we go. Go for it.
We're here talking today about the Shelby Rose Foundation and our upcoming kickoff softball tournament for our foundation, with proceeds going to assist in our foundation's startup and also to move us forward in our mission, which is to assist children as well as local community officials, municipalities, the school systems in giving children the resources and tools to guide them towards a better decision process. More healthy options out there, and just coming together, uniting, and learning and teaching and growing together to become more of a community and less of a separation within the community. We want everybody to come together. So focus is that.
And I think it's going to make a huge impact, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, do you have any other events that you're planning after this event?
We actually have been talking about a couple of things to come. Nothing has been set in stone. I do know that we have a spring fling definitely coming up. Yeah, with a headliner. But that is, yeah, I have to wait till it's all. Yeah.
Just whisper.
Let's just say
tell
it's
me
something that you put on top of your potatoes.
Tell me half butter.
No.
Cream. You got Eric Clapton and Cream to reunite?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
No.
Oh. Chives? French fries?
Carry on. But yes,
Is that
we will be. We
Europe?
will be.
It's Europe?
No.
You said carry on. That's the song. No.
No.
We'll go ahead.
If I told you, you know.
If I told you, there's no one else without you. Is it Rod Stewart?
No.
It's all right. But yeah, continue. What were you going to say?
It's your floor.
No,
Table.
That's a table. Very nice table too. So, any other future outreach programs that you guys are planning or anything?
Yes. But I can't
You can't
discuss
talk
it.
about it, can you? It's top secret.
It's
You're
something
a secret
that
squirrel today, aren't you?
was kind of in the works yesterday. I
Yesterday.
spoke to the organization, so it's forthcoming
Good.
and
Good.
it's huge.
Well, it's better than the third coming.
I can't
We
wait.
look forward to it.
And I'm
I
looking for the
can't
second
wait.
coming, so that's even better.
So yeah.
So wonderful. This is wonderful stuff. Now the teams. Now how do people register to be in the team and yeah, why don't you offer?
It's coming down to the wire. We have a couple of weeks before we actually start, before the actual event. So this weekend is the finality of it because we have shirts that we have to have made. Each team member, not just each team, but each team member gets a shirt. Each team will have a separate color, and the shirt is going to actually have the logo on it, which will be really nice.
Nice.
And
Yes.
then we have a trophy that was made for the winning team,
Trophy.
and we had a softball created with the logo, the Shelby Rose logo on it. That's going to sit in the glove. That's going to be our trophy
You
for
gonna,
the,
like,
the sponsor.
Autograph and stuff?
Maybe you can.
I don't want to. I'm not good at writing. Still
yeah.
doing pictures. No, so okay, so
So that's
they get the jersey and they get the thing, and now how do they register? Like, can they register the day of?
yeah. If we have people that are coming in to register, it's kind of difficult to register the day of. We are going to order some extra shirts in case a couple teams do come in.
I see what you're saying.
But because of the shirt factor, they won't be able to get the shirts.
Yeah.
But they can actually go onto our website.
Got a plan?
And on the website, we do have a PayPal account that's set up that each individual, they can pay on there. It's $25 per person or $250 for a team. And then what ends up happening is they can pay through the PayPal or contact me directly. I'm on all of the flyers, my name and number is,
Great.
or send an email in.
What's the email, just in case, just to kind of like?
Yep. The email is shelbyrosefoundation@gmail.com, and then the website is shelbyrosefoundation.org.
And it's SEH. How do you?
SEHELBI.
BI, guys. I want it. I
BI.
before Y, I guess.
So,
So this is wonderful. Looking forward to it, and I think it's gonna be some great sports, great music, awesome wrestling, and Josh Diekman. And looking forward to seeing everyone there. Gonna be a great event. See you there, and thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for coming on the show.
thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. You take care of yourself.